got a good journal for you guys here today. We're gonna pretend that one day you woke up and your favorite book you like to read, if not your favorite movie or video game, even social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, blocked by the government or banned, and they start burning copies of your videos, movies, games. How would you guys react?
I would legally sell them.
Well, that's a choice, yeah. How would this make you feel? Would you speak out against the government? And what would you say to them?
How would you do it? It's gone.
Well, yeah, but you can speak out after it's gone.
No internet. No social media. How would you do that?
How did they do it before they had internet?
They didn't.
Yeah, they did. People protested.
How you get people to protest if you ain't got no social media and no internet?
So, write that down. That's a good point. So what? I'll wait. So then, why is the government, or why would the government want to ban these things from you guys? So I'll put 8 minutes on the clock. Type these up.
Are you between the ages of 14 and 19? Do you want a summer job? Then go to youthopportunities.org and click on apply for a summer job. Again, the website is youthopportunities.org and click on apply for a summer job to begin your online application. If you need help, please use for Tuna Stern Advisory. Disney Grove, for students displaying excellence. If you are caught showing Mr. West Pride through excellence, you will be acknowledged by your teacher and your name will be submitted into our weekly raffle and you will be invited to the monthly celebration. Follow the last thing on the screen, all from the beginning of the screen play.
Great.
Love it.
Our woman of the day today is Hillary Rodham Clinton. Hillary Rodham Clinton has served as Secretary of State, Senator from New York, First Lady of the United States, First Lady of Arkansas, a practicing lawyer and law professor, activist, and volunteer. But the first thing her friends and family will tell you is that she's never forgotten where she came from or who she's been fighting for. After serving as a lawyer for the Congressional Committee investigating President Nixon, she moved to Arkansas where she taught law and ran legal clinics representing disenfranchised people. She co-founded Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families, one of the state's first child of advocacy. Married to William J. Clinton, who was first elected president in 1992 and re-elected in 1996 as First Lady. Hillary led the fight to reform our health care system so that all families would have access to the care they need at affordable prices. When the insurance companies and other special defeated that effort, Hillary didn't give up. She worked through with Republicans and Democrats to help create the successful children's health insurance program, which provided health coverage to more than 8 million children, has helped cut the uninsured rate for children in half. In 2008, Hillary ran for president when she came up short. She gave a powerful speech thanking her supporters and threw her support behind then Senator Barack Obama. She campaigned hard to make sure there was a Democrat in the White House. And when President Obama asked Hillary to serve as the Secretary of State, she put aside her hard-fought campaign and answered the call to public service once again.
Hillary ran for president in 2016, campaigning her belief that Americans are stronger together. In July 2016, she became the first woman to earn a major party nomination for president and went on to earn 66 million votes. In her concession speech on November 9, 2016, she called on supporters to never stop believing that fighting for what's right is worth it. Inspired by the widespread activism after the election, Hillary founded Onward Together, an organization that works to advance progressive values by encouraging people to organize, get involved, and run for office. Hillary Clinton, a woman that rocks.
Why would you do that?
And here's a real word you to tackle. I was the first at many things and a genius beyond my time. I devised and experimented with revolutionary results. My work was termed the most important development in the field of atomic and nuclear physics to date. Over time, I have been given many titles, but my favorite one is First Lady of Physics. Who am I?
My mom.
Marie Curie.
Founded in Washington, and Newton West. Happy to say sweet like blessed up and come back ready for the most photo.
Maybe like a couple more minutes after those announcements.
Are you gonna teach your class today?
Yes, I am.
Oh, great.
And then there's a reason why we're writing about book burning or banning.
Oh, that's why.
Alex? Alex?
You're so smart. Hell yeah. Oh,
30 more seconds. to share with everybody their ideas or their journal.
I would sell them on
You could sell them immediately. Okay, that's a good way to kind of still get it to the public. What other ideas? How would we feel? No, mad, okay. Upset, yeah. I'd be very upset if my favorite book or movie was being destroyed. So I shared with the first class my favorite book. Sure, go ahead. Okay, so I'll tell you my mind. Who here has ever heard of the book, or I guess the movie now, The Giver?
Yeah, I've read it.
Yeah, so do you want to tell the class what it's about?
Yes, I can read.
Jonas, yeah. Right, so yeah, so the book idea is they're a government that controls their people. They have no choice in what they do. They have like a medication, they don't call it that, the government gives them, so they have no feelings, they don't have dreams, no emotions. Government controls all aspects of their lives. When they turn 12, they're given their job that they do for the rest of their life. It's picked for them. So Jonas is picked as the next receiver of memory. So he is the only person besides the or the current giver that knows all kind of like the secrets that's going on in the world. So it's kind of like almost a dictatorship, right? Government's controlling what you can and cannot do. They control the choices that you have. You don't have choices. And for whatever reason, this book was very controversial when it came out, and there were groups, and it was, I believe, on a banned book list. Yes.
Okay, so if I woke up one day and my favorite movie was banned, I will find the person who banned it and I'll schedule an assassination.
Why are you thinking like that?
I'm gonna join Kuwait and kill everyone in America.
Even me?
Huh?
Even me?
I mean, shit, you like the movie?
No.
Let me see, everything.
Every Marvel
The
movie,
Marvel movies,
they
yeah.
bad. I don't really like them because the last movie, they just all died and they didn't even fight back, so. Wait, what?
Get your head. Get your head. I'm
So-
gonna make a new era and I'm gonna use God.
Okay.
I'm gonna ban it and everyone who likes it, I will live, and people who don't like it.
You get everybody done and say they like it.
Okay.
Listen, and everyone who don't like it, I'm gonna send it to space and me and Elon Musk can drink some coffee and watch it back to space.
But if you kill everybody, Elon Musk is not gonna invite you there.
Oh no.
Okay. We're getting a little bit off target here.
You can go to jail for that, you know that?
But Ronald asked the question, why would he do that?
Yeah.
Well, some of our dictators, right, they were killed. So it's not out of the ordinary. Like some of your projects, I'm sure we'll learn about if your dictators were killed after they were in power. So go ahead and submit those. We're gonna transition here to a current event. That's our big thing we've been talking about. But it's not CNN 10 today. It has,
News.
yes it is, it's from ABC News. So I'll wait, so we're all on the same page. So we all get the same information. So we're gonna watch this video 2 times. It's only about a minute and a half. there's some questions to think about, and this is an example of a book banning from February of this year, actually. So people in 2022 still want to ban books or tell you what you can and cannot read.
Actually, yeah, banned books actually.
Okay. So, there's some questions to think about while we watch the video here. So we're gonna learn about this book. It's called Mouse. So what's this book about? What does it mean to ban a book? Why does the school board in this particular case decide they want this book banned? How does it make you feel that people want to ban books today? Or think about like games. I think when I was younger, the Grand Theft Auto when it first came out, people wanted to ban that for the graphic situations going on.
Or meter.
And then,
Very worse.
how
Now
does-
people it's actual people walking around with guns and Draco, the freaking AK-47s, iPhone 15, and they got RP, and when you walk up to somebody, they actually talk like the actual person.
That's when Stormy stopped.
One more question. And
No,
I'll
it's not.
wait
It's RP, roleplay.
because we're getting off
You
track.
gotta play roleplay.
Oh my god, my wrist, bro.
You gotta play roleplay.
How do you hurt your wrist?
You gotta play roleplay.
Well, focus and face forward, please. So how does book banning relate to World War II?
It could be a book from Russia or Ukraine.
It could, well, we'll see what the book is.
Bill.
I'm sorry. So we'll watch it twice.
I hate when they forget to do that. Everyone is mad.
So if somebody wants to hit the lights,
The light's destiny. My destiny.
Natalia.
Good job, chicken.
To 0 recently to ban the Pulitzer Prize winning. The McMinn County School Board voted 10 to 0 recently to ban the Pulitzer Prize winning book Mouse. Now, school board members said it was because of inappropriate language, but a Chattanooga rabbi thinks this could cause a ripple effect. An award-winning graphic novel about the Holocaust, now removed from the McMinn County Schools curriculum.
Story that needs to be told, and a story needs to be communicated over and over.
The decision met with swift pushback from people across the country.
If your child doesn't know the difference between a word that's not appropriate to say in public and not, then that's a thing that a parent should be having with the student.
McMinn County Schools parent Ashley Lawson doesn't agree with the board's decision to remove Mouse from its 8th grade curriculum due to curse words.
That teachers are going to sit down and explain why these words were used in this context.
It's a form of suppression of ideas. It's a form of domination.
Rabbi Craig Lewis with the Mizpah congregation in Chattanooga doesn't think the board had bad intentions, but is concerned this decision could cause a ripple effect.
Of a sense of this could spread. This could happen in Hamilton County.
And as for Lawson's son,
I'm going to let him read it if he chooses to. I'm not going to force him.
according to the meeting minutes, the board emphasized that their issues were not with the teaching of the Holocaust, but just with the language. In McMinn County, I'm Eric Price, News Channel 9.
Millions of white Americans belonged to the Klan. And they weren't even embarrassed by it. They were proud of it. And that hate
not today, Joe.
Why you say not today?
Because that has nothing to do with our story.
Where did our story go?
This here.
Why did it switch?
It's just the advertisement after.
Stop.
And the Pulitzer Prize winning book Mouse.
So one more time, keep in mind the questions.
In County, I'm Eric Price, News Channel 9.
Did you really?
millions of
Another ad? No.
It's an actual video. Let's just watch it through. I'm like, why?
The McMinn County School Board voted 10 to 0 recently to ban the Pulitzer Prize winning book Mouse. Now, school board members said it was because of inappropriate language, but a Chattanooga rabbi thinks this could cause a ripple effect. An award-winning graphic novel about the Holocaust, now removed from the McMinn County Schools curriculum.
A story that needs to be told, and a story needs to be communicated over and over.
The decision met with swift pushback from people across the country.
If your child doesn't know the difference between a word that's not appropriate to say in public and not, then that's a thing that a parent should be having with the student.
McMinn County Schools parent Ashley Lawson doesn't agree with the board's decision to remove mouse from its 8th grade curriculum due to curse words.
That teachers are going to sit down and explain why these words were used in this context.
It's a form of suppression of ideas.
So I have a question. I don't know if you guys heard what he said, but in his opinion, banning this book is suppression of ideas. So what does it mean to suppress ideas?
So, well,
To make them out, to get, what is it? I'm trying to think of the word. Suppress.
Suppress.
Ideas.
get rid of.
Not
Yeah. Get rid of ideas.
ban ideas.
Ban ideas.
Keep quiet.
So what does oppression mean? Think of it.
To let it out.
To what?
Let it out.
Well, if you oppress somebody, what do you do?
Oh, you press it.
Show out.
So okay, so
Message. Message.
yes, Kate.
Like something cool.
What was that?
Like something cool.
Something here.
Like something cool.
Cruel.
Just say mean.
Okay. So like think of oppression, like you're putting it down. Suppression, you can't get the ideas out, right? Kind of like we'll see with Hitler, if you can't get information out, people don't know what's going on. Kind of like what we see with Russia today. They're suppressing ideas. People aren't allowed to have their own ideas or opinions. So that's kind of what he means by that.
It's a form of domination.
Rabbi Craig Lewis with the Mizpah congregation in Chattanooga doesn't think the board had bad intentions, but is concerned this decision could cause a ripple effect.
Of a sense of this could spread. This could happen in Hamilton County.
And as for Lawson's son,
I'm going to let him read it if he chooses to. I'm not going to force him.
according to the meeting minutes, the board emphasized that their issues were not with the teaching of the Holocaust, but just with the language. In McMinn County, I'm Eric Price, News Channel 9.
Explain how.
Millions of white Americans belonged to the Klan. And they weren't even embarrassed by it.
It's a whole new video.
Yeah, well, we don't need to talk about the Klan today. That's another era. So the questions. What is this book about?
Hitler.
Hitler, Holocaust. So did you notice what the characters in the book were?
Hitler.
There were mouses.
German.
Hold on, one. So go ahead,
German.
Kate.
There were mouses, but like there were mice, but they were like.
That means they're rats.
Right, so it's the Holocaust story, but it's told through
But the rats,
mice and
the good body.
cats.
They wanted to be like, what is it? Not, what is it? R-rated, but R-rated.
Right, so that.
They didn't want it to be like that bad.
Right.
So they use it, moms to decide it.
Mm-hmm. So that leads me to another question for everybody. Do you think it's okay for this book to have strong language in a historical way? Is it appropriate?
Yes.
Okay, yes, good point. Now, why?
Yes, I do. I do.
Can you just a little louder, please? Yeah, so it's a historical depiction of what was going on at the time. So like, I don't know, if we still read Huckleberry Finn, there's some language in there that we wouldn't say today, but it was said at the time. So in that kind of historical context, I agree. It's kind of, yeah, Gabe?
The video said that it was banned from the 8th grade curriculum, but don't you think that the 8th graders like say way worse things?
Yeah, true. He is.
So he just made a good point, and I don't think we all heard it. He said it's banned in 8th grade, but don't you think 8th graders talk worse than probably what's in this book?
Yes. Most definitely. From experience, yes.
From his experience, yes. Okay, so we answered what's this book about. So what does it mean to ban a book?
Like, get rid of it.
For you, like, oh my god, that you won't be able to like use it anymore.
Right. So ban it, can't use it, get rid of it. Do you have something? I don't know if you had a- okay. So we're getting points right, typing our answers. So why, in this case, does this school board want this book banned? So, yes.
Inappropriate language.
Inappropriate language. We kind of already answered that question. You know, if it's historical, accurate, why do they really have a problem with it? It's how they did talk. You know, the Holocaust wasn't a good thing. You know, it wasn't, I guess, pretty for lack of a better word. So how does book burning or banning relate to World War I?
Yeah.
World War II, sorry. I was thinking about a book from World War I.
Wait, did you ask number 5?
That's what we're doing now. Yeah, Gabe,
Number 5?
number 5.
Because like the Germans would ban books that like made their like movement look bad.
Right, so that's something we should probably all write down. If you didn't hear what Gabe said, I'll give a minute. So we're getting this. So it was banning the books that they didn't like, the Germans, right? Kind of like our book we read, All Quiet on the Western Front. So who remembers, I'll call on somebody else, why Hitler didn't want this book out there?
Because it made young soldiers not want to join the war.
Yeah, do you have something else to add? What was that? Right, so it made Germany look bad. It told the horrors of war. You know, it's not just like a glorious thing like in the beginning of the book, where the teacher's like, it's your duty as young Germans to go off and fight. Hitler saw this and he's like, nah, this isn't good. This makes us look bad. People aren't going to do what I say if they have this information available. So go ahead, submit those. So now we kind of talked about first our journal. We're thinking about ideas, how this could happen.
Was I just sleep for 5 seconds? Because I was not there.
We'll wait. I don't want to interrupt. Thank you. So we talked in our journal, kind of thinking, well, how could this happen? Is it happening today? Moving into our current event. Yep, it's happening today. In this year, actually. They want to ban this book.
Wait, they're actually gonna ban that book?
In this school district, yes.
What do we win?
What?
In the video, the school district, they voted, it was unanimous to ban the book.
So the movie.
So in that school in, I think Tennessee or wherever it is, they're not allowed to read that book Mouse now.
What?
So it was, I don't really know the makeup of the school board there, but they voted 10-0 to ban that book Mouse. So now, we're gonna look at some window notes. So if you guys go into Echo, I did put some pictures you can look at. Well, it kind of helps explain for visual learners what was going on with the book burning in Germany during Hitler's rise to
I
power.
heard a movie about that. Like, I don't respond. That then I went around burning all books.
What exactly do you want us to do on this?
Okay, so I'm gonna pass out. We have a handout. We did this with our last binder check. It's window notes. So if you go into Echo, there's a short reading there. And it's about what happened in 1933 with the Germans and banning and burning books.
Oh yeah, this is I stole some. That's not
So make sure we put our names on top of our notes. Make it a little bigger, we'll start. So we'll do the first paragraph here together. So when you read it, right within this, oh wait, because we're gonna miss the directions. And we'll have questions later. Oh, we're just waiting for some other people to get ready. Sweet. Okay. So, we've got our window notes like we've done before. The first box is for facts from our reading. Second box is questions you have once we read it. The third box is for some ideas. Any ideas you come up with while reading it is okay. At the end, it's our feelings. So I'll read the first paragraph together. We'll kind of do it. Yeah. Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Ronald's going to read the first paragraph for us.
Okay. On May.
Yep. You ready?
On May 6th, right?
May 6th.
On May 6, 1933, the German Student Association announced a nationwide action against the un-German spirit. At one gathering, Joseph Goebbels, I think, told a cheering crowd the soul of the German people can again express itself. Those flames not only illuminate the final end of an old era, they light up the new. Lillian T. Mower, an American journalist in Germany, described what happened next.
Okay, that's a good start. Okay, so who can give me one fact from our first paragraph? Go ahead.
On May 6th, 1933, the German Student Association.
Yeah, so everyone can write that down. On May 6th, 1933, the German Student Association. May 6th, 1933, the German Student Association announced a nationwide action against the un-German spirit. The first box where it says facts. I'll highlight it here. So what is a question we can come up with from that first fact even? Yes.
Why did they do it?
Why did they do it? Good question.
1933.
1933. So Ronald asked why. A question I might think of is, what is un-German? What does that mean? May 6, 1933, German Student Association They announced a nationwide action against un-German spirit. So anything, they were against, quote, un-German, yes. So what are some ideas you have about that first fact? It could be an idea of what do you think
Who
un-German
started that
means?
group?
Who started the group? That's a good question.
Ideas. I don't know how many ideas, but it's not really a deal. They don't give that much facts. They just say the group has a cheering team, a crowd, that's it.
A cheering crowd, but maybe an idea about the quote there against un-German spirit. So, in that first fact we wrote, an idea would be what you think un-German means.
They probably was against the German spirit.
What do you
Like
think?
un-German spirit. They probably wasn't German. And they in their country trying to protest against their spirit.
So that's a good idea to write down there.
Like, it's laughable.
So now we'll give you guys some time. Read that last, there's 2 more sections. There's what the American journalist wrote that she saw going on. And there's a little part in the bottom about Helen Keller. So we'll read those to ourselves. And then we'll come back as a group. And we'll kind of discuss your facts, questions, ideas, and feelings.
You're done.
All I see is gums. Be yourself. On this side. It's smiling. It's smiling. Hi, smiling. This is wired. You said that you kept it wired? It's in your shirt, that's all.
Oh my god.
QTDA.
Why is there whispering?
Poppy nuts.
If you're having trouble too coming up with ideas from the reading,
Hey, I'll open it.
no way, so we can hear.
Wait.
We got an issue going on. We need to be in our own seats. If we're having trouble coming up with ideas from the reading, we can go back to Echo. I included pictures that you could kind of get some facts, questions or ideas about. More of ideas. We got a picture here of like a group of people.
And Hitler.
Is that the KKK?
No. This is German.
Germans are words.
So you can kind of get some questions on from these. Maybe what are they doing? So what's this big pile here going on?
They're burning books.
Born in Germany.
Yeah, you can read here.
And? Who's that in here?
Talk about fascists.
Hmm? Not everybody.
So we got some more cheerful looking students here, burning their books.
My God, I woke up at 7:36. I was up all night. I had to walk to school. How am I looking?
How about you start walking?
So we got only a couple minutes left. So if you want to go to Echo, there is a reflection that goes along with this assignment. Just a quick a way to make I want to make sure you guys get your points on this, so we're all focused. So we got some reflections here. Yes.
Thank you.
So we got a reflection to do. Something interesting we learned. What was un-German about various books burned by Nazis? What message did they convey by publicly burning books? And have you heard of books being restricted or destroyed where we live?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not you, Ishmael. You said if you came to school, eat, smoke around, back, and you know you go. Everybody know, huh? No, what?
So what's that?
So, yeah, there's reflection
So are you guys talking about color?
and echo. There's just 4 quick questions.
That's today?
Girl, that's how I'm dying, like, where's the kid?
So what is something interesting somebody learned? You can share with the class.
How?
Anything interesting? I'll share something interesting I thought is Helen Keller spoke out. She had some strong opinions about them burning her books. There's a lot of side conversations going. So I kind of misjudged time here. So I'll ask, oh wait, I think I'm sure some of you missed notes. So who could share a fact that they learned from the window notes?
What's the name of the
On May 6, 1933, the German Student Association announced their nationwide action against the un-German spirit.
Yeah, what other facts?
They burn books because they don't want the young soldiers not join the war.
Right, they burned these books. Some people didn't join the war. Kind of think of nationalism, right? We want our country to be the best.
Right.
So if we
But they
can't,
really just lying to them. They're not telling them the truth. That's why I feel like that mouse book. I feel like that book should never get banned because they need to stop sugarcoating stuff and tell it straight up. Because this is sad.
Hold on, let's Emily, please, look this issue a second. You want us to kind of wrap it up and then, we'll move from there. Okay.
so just, we'll hold off. We'll kind of come back if we have time to finish these window notes after we get back from lunch. So hold on to those.
Ow.
There's
So Mr. Hott, they can leave. If you want to hold on to those notes, as Mr. Hott said, and then maybe return to some things after lunch, and then also present your presentation.